Nathan go merere te lawa, go ngai tabua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando maiviti.
In this bulletin, Blue Lane Yacht brings in first revenue. Opposition MP wants PWD back. And budget branded as people-centered.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Tourism Minister FAIYAZ KOYA says more than $40,000 has been injected into our economy by the first yacht to visit Fiji under government's Blue Lane initiative. The Blue Lane has been established for yacht and pleasure craft sailing and is a pilot program at Port Denera Marina in Nadi. This was the first private foreign vessel to be allowed in the country since the restrictions were put in place to combat the spread of COVID-19 in March. KOYA says this is a small start to what Fiji expects to help in the recovery of our ailing tourism industry.
Just 2 weeks ago, we welcomed our first yachts from New Zealand. One yacht alone brought about $40,000 into the local community over just 2 days. Not only that, Forex Outlet also has reopened, giving a little bit of life back into the bustling Denera. To date, 26 yachts have been approved to enter Fiji, and we're looking at approximately $1 million being injected into the country by the end of the year.
Opposition Member of Parliament Aseri Randondro believes the Public Works Department's style of work should be re-established and do away with the outsourcing of contracts by the Fiji Roads Authority. Randondro claims the roads around the country continue to deteriorate to the point of being a risk to the travelling public. He adds the monitoring elements of the expenditure of the authority are unclear, as the latest annual report available is 2016, and the delay in reporting questions good governance on how the funds have been dispersed. The Member of Parliament also questioned why the contracts of road rehabilitation are being outsourced to foreign companies like the China Railway, as their key labourers are foreigners.
What we would like to see is 100% domestic workforce. There is a genuine sense of responsibility and accountability by workmen who know that the art of their hands and their labor will be their legacy and their show of loyalty and commitment to our communities.
Government MP SALIK GOVIND says the Economy Minister presented a relevant and people-centered budget. He noted it was well thought out and evidence-based.
Poverty alleviation.
Budget was widely consulted with stakeholders. Minister Ayasaid Kayu made sure that the most vulnerable Fijians were not left behind in the budget consultation process.
This budget has targeted all categories of people and families, with special attention to those mostly affected by the unsuspecting pandemic COVID-19 that caught the global community unaware and unprepared for. At the same time, the Honourable Minister has put great emphasis to revive the economy so that more people can get back to work within the shortest time and afford the necessities of livelihood to sustain themselves and their families in these trying times.
Opposition MP Nico Nawaikula this morning hit out at the Minister of Fisheries and the budget allocation to his ministry. Nawaikula called the allocation maintaining the minister's status quo. While contributing to the budget debate in Parliament this morning, Nawaikula questioned the stimulus and the reduced budget allocation to the Fisheries Ministry. Meanwhile, Minister for Fisheries, Semi Kuroilavisao, says they understand there has been a reduction in the ministry's funding, adding that there are still a lot of work that can be done around that.
If the Honourable Minister had said, okay, we are getting $500,000 to increase the export of pearls or prawns, or to revive the eco-cooperation, that is stimulus. This budget is only maintaining his status quo. And I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you,
We can increase our activity by redistributing our manpower to be able to fill in the gap on the financial repercussions that has been affected by this COVID-19.
The Prime Minister is urging various stakeholders and the private sector to work together to build our way out of this COVID-19 economic crisis. Vorenge Bainimarama says there is a need to push forward with construction projects and empower Fijians to build their homes. Bainimarama reiterated the need to innovate in finding ways to get businesses open and help establish new businesses. The government is pressing forward with some of its projects around the country, which will provide employment opportunities for 1,600 Fijians.
Many are young people, Fijians who ought to be building and owning homes of their own. Road by road, building by building, and house by house, every cent spent on this stimulus will help employ people, build confidence, and ripple through the entire economy, ultimately landing in our people's pockets.
Education Minister Rosie Akbar says parents play a vital role in enhancing children's learning capacity and ensuring they become productive future citizens. While delivering her budget response, Akbar said the Fijian government will continue to prioritize the education of our children. She says this is evident through the free tuition, free bus fare, and textbook initiative, among others. She adds there are currently 2,525 students being assisted under the National Toppers Scheme, costing government $35.5 million, and a new set of 600 students will vie for their placements next year.
The National Topper Scheme has always addressed areas of need for Fiji, and of course this will continue. Mr. Speaker said these will of course be subjected to revision depending on COVID-19 situation and how it develops both globally and locally. Mr. Speaker said, as leaders, we must give priority to our future generations.
Up ahead, Fiji 7 stars set for skipper outing, and whites march into camp for BOG.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Fans can expect to see some of our National Sevens reps in round 2 of the Skipper Cup competition. As one of Fiji's most popular local rugby competitions, the Skipper Cup will now feature our National Sevens players representing their various provincial teams. National reps like Terio Tamani, Aluciana Nduva, Livaik Nikonda, Melinder Nalangi, and Chuta Waningolo are part of the Suva training squad, while Aminiasi Tuimamba is said to be joining the Asawa rugby team. Fiji National Men's Sevens head coach Gareth Baber says these players will still be part of the national training squad, as well as being given a chance to play in the Skipper Cup.
The skipper, the boys will be playing from round 2, and subsequent to that they'll still be in training blocks with us through the week. So really, it's a tough training block and competition block for these players to continue to do, and the intention is to get them tough and ready for competition.
The Lautoka rugby side knows making a return to the Skipper Cup competition is easier said than done. After missing out 3 seasons while playing in the 2nd Division Vodafone Vanua Championship, Lautoka is back to make their mark in the Premier Division. But the Maroons failed to start their skipper campaign with a win by losing to Naitasiri 29-11 at Ratu Thakumbau Park in Nosori last week. Lautoka Rugby President Choweli Songanga says the team will emphasize ironing out their faults from last week's match.
We will be working on improving the line-out and the scrum and also rucks. And also discipline is a main concern given that we copped a few yellow cards.
The near loss against Nandi on the weekend was a wake-up call for Flow Valve Suva football. This was the opinion of coach Babs Khan as the side headed back into training camp today. Khan says they rested on their laurels, being the only unbeaten team, and the clash against the Jet Setters reminded them of their goal. The coach adds passing, ball control and fitness are areas that needed to be addressed before they take the field on Saturday against Ba.
We did not play pretty well. Nandi did not allow us to get into a rhythm. But then we're taking that game and the areas we're supposed to focus on, we will start focusing on this week against Bah.
The Hurricanes have announced the surprise signing of former All Black wing Julian Savea. Savea's re-signing is timely with the Hurricanes, dealing with mounting injury problems over the last few weeks of Super Rugby. It's a sunny day all over the country thanks to a high-pressure system sending cool, dry southeasterly winds over Fiji. And that's your FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the facts from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio, and digital news. fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Enjoy your lunch.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.